Hi guys, Connor here. I'm here with my colleague Chris. On this podcast, we're going to be discussing Spain and Portugal. Chris, would you like to lead us off?
Yeah, sure. There's a massive variety when it comes to Spain and Spanish holidays. There's multiple different destinations. You've got the Costa del Sol, you've got Alicante, Murcia, Barcelona as well, down the Costa Brava. But they're all very, very different. Costa del Sol being massively mountainous region. Mostly all the golf courses in that area allow buggies to be included during your rounds of golf. So that's very, very, very good. But also it comes down to when you are in the Costa del Sol, there's different areas within where you can stay. There's Fuengirola, Benalmádena, Marbella, Puerto Banús, even Soto Grande. My personal favourite is Benalmádena. It's got a lovely marina down there, bars, restaurants, hotels, or walking distances to these outlets that you can go and enjoy when you're not playing your golf. Multiple other good golf courses as well in the region. There's probably roughly about 10 or 12 golf courses within 15 minutes of the centre of Benalmádena, so that is definitely a top choice for me when it comes to Spain. And yeah, regarding yourself, I think you're going to be helping us through some Portugal ideas. What would you say compares to that?
I'd say you mentioned the Costa del Sol there. I'd say the Algarve in Portugal is probably the best comparison to the Costa del Sol. You mentioned a few different areas like Benalmádena, Torremolinos, Fuengirola. In the Algarve, you've got similar. You've got Albufeira, Vilamora, Tavira, different areas like that, Lagos. Different resorts, like you mentioned. I know you said the buggies included a few of the resorts over in Spain. Got kind of similar vibe to that over in Portugal as well. A few different resorts, a few multiple golf courses on sites at the resorts. Vilamora, beautiful marina.
Definitely.
Filled with bars and restaurants going all the way round. I know we've both been over there ourselves. But yeah, Albufeira kind of got a similar vibe over there. A few different golf courses in the area. But yeah, I mean, obviously, if we're going to be comparing the two, I'd say Algarve, Costa del Sol probably the two. But
yeah, very similar.
You obviously got quite a few other destinations in Spain. You touched on a few there.
Yeah.
Maybe like Barcelona area.
Yeah, sure, certainly. You've got Infinitum down there when you fly into Barcelona, across there to the hills and the Lakes course. Hosts of European qualifying tour events, Q schools, two beautiful golf courses. Also, you can head up to Girona as well. PGA Catalunya, wow. I believe their stadium course is ranked as one of the best in Europe. So that is definitely up there. I know in Portugal as well, you've got some golf courses which are the best in Europe, as Spain does as well. So I think it's a very, very close call when it comes to what you're going to prefer from Spain or from Portugal.
Yeah.
Certainly, but resorts-wise, again, beautiful resorts in either destination. Spain has had some of the best ranked resorts in Europe. La Manga has won it once over in Murcia. La Cala as well was also one best golf resort in Europe. So really, you can't go wrong with going the Spanish route.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you there. I will just say, obviously, we mentioned the Algarve in Portugal, but you also got Lisbon, that aspect of things. You've got Estoril, Cascais, that kind of area. You can also go up to Praia del Rey, onto the coast, nice little beach resorts up there. Playing West Cliffs, which you mentioned some of the best golf courses. That is definitely one of the best, one of the toughest.
I can't argue with you there.
Likened to Pebble Beach, I think, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
Stunning.
But yeah, so that I'd say you have also got the Lisbon aspect. Great flight options to go over there as well. But moving back down to the Algarve, because it is the main destination really in Portugal for golf. We've got to look at Vilamora mainly, I guess, to start it off. Those Dom Pedro courses. Obviously, you've got the Victoria course, which hosts the Portuguese event on the DP World Tour, which is obviously lovely. You've got the Old course as well. And then the beauty of that area is you're a 15-20 minute drive from Quinta do Lago, Valdelobo. For me, Quinta do Lagos are the best in Portugal. You obviously got your Monterey, which hospitality-wise is fantastic. Definitely recommend staying over there if you want to go over there. But the golf course, they just look after you so well. Buggies included, range balls included, personalised tags on the bags, buggies and everything, GPS, all like that. So that is fantastic. Over the other side, admittedly, but definitely worth the journey if you've got a small group of you that want to go and spend a little bit more money. But yeah, for me, Quinta do Lago, that south course is just all those luxury apartments that famous people in around.
It's beautiful. You see all the famous footballers out in the fairways occasionally. It's
Gerard and Lampard.
Yeah. Crouchy was out there recently, I saw. Yeah. Well, it took a couple of quid. But that sort of destination as well, a very similar area, but it's Soto Grande and the Costa del Sol. Right? You've got La Reserva, Valderrama, exactly the same. They're both equally as good in that area in Portugal, but then also Sotogrande, like you get that special treatment with the bag tags, and the buggy's included with La Reserva. Valderrama, if you want to push the boat out and go to Valderrama, wow, what a destination that is. So that's got a little area of phenomenal golf courses, just as I do agree in Quinta do Lago and certainly around that area, Thorfield to Monterey, some amazing places, definitely to go and visit.
Yeah, I'd say to speak about the hotel side of things in terms of comparing Spain and Portugal, I'd say would you maybe lean towards Spain in terms of all-inclusive options, whereas Portugal you've kind of got the towns with all the bars and everything. I know Spain does have that as well, but
Yeah.
you've definitely got more of an all-inclusive hotel aspect in particularly the Costa del Sol.
Yeah.
Like the areas you mentioned earlier, Benalmádena,
Definitely.
Figueroa, things like that.
Yeah.
So
Torremolinos, massive on
Yeah.
all-inclusive hotels,
Yeah.
and unbelievable value for money. So definitely that's an area, if you're looking at all-inclusive options, Torremolinos is fantastic. You can go down also, you've got Marbella, places like that, Port Banús, where you
Yeah.
can walk out to the bars and restaurants. Those names should ring bells in any of the listeners' ears and their minds, because they are very well-known destinations. So you can go to these areas and go and play golf. But on your side, when you're talking Portugal, certainly with Marbella and Port Banús, over in Portugal, the other areas of Vilamoura, everywhere else, maybe not as well-known household names, destinations, but they are probably as good, and I would give that
Yeah.
to the Portugal side of things as well.
yeah, no, definitely. I think I think there's a lot of areas in Portugal that there's like really nice little towns, maybe a bit classier. Because I think you can have kind of like your big nights out and things like that. If you go to Melilla Villatana and
Yeah.
over in Alicante, you got a 10-minute cab ride to Benidorm, which
Yeah.
I'm sure our listeners would
Yeah.
have heard of
Let's
Benidorm,
keep- let's
or
keep-
at least watch the show.
Yeah,
Anyway.
let's keep the PG.
Yeah.
Let's keep this PG.
But yeah, I think even little places like Alvor, you got kind of like resorts like Pestana Cavero, Gramacho Residences, 15-minute taxi to Alvor. Lovely town, little taxi rank down on the marina down there. I consider that kind of like a smaller version of Vilamoura.
Yeah.
You've got nice golf courses dotted all around. You've got the hotels that run all along the beachfront. So Pestana Dom João, Alvor Atlantico, 10-minute walk along the beach, lovely walk into Alvor town.
Yeah.
Go for some nice meals, like a bit more like chilled, maybe nightlife kind of vibe if that's what you're going for. But then you've also got Lagos as well, which I'd probably say is quite similar to that. Golf courses around there are second to none. You stay in Tivoli, Lagos, Vidigale, all of those hotels, the main chains that we have all over Portugal. But I mean, for me, Palmares is just in that area. It's just like wow.
One of my favourite golf courses in the
Clubhouse as well.
Yeah.
Like, probably the best clubhouse I've ever been to. Yeah,
Unreal.
yeah, it's unbelievable.
It really
yeah.
is. 27 holes of just pure ecstasy when you're going around playing your golf. Just the views and the way the course is all completely laid out. No hole is the same.
They're all quite different. The nines as well, I found. Like one to nine, I think was probably my favourite. But
Yeah.
I did find some of the nines you go a bit closer to the coast. Some you're a bit further out, but you've still got the views of the.
Sure. Well, the front
sea,
line is
so-
much more tree lined. Where my preference is the certainly the 19 to 27, where it is all links golf, and my favourite golf is links, which the Algarve lacks, and I would say so does Spain. Whereas you think you've got that over in Palmares, and then you've got Alcadesia links over in Spain. If you're wanting that sort of stuff, and you're a fan of links, then certainly if you're going to the Algarve, Palmares is a must. And then Spain wise, Alcadesia links is also absolutely stunning. It's had recent investment put into it. The golf course is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah,
Definitely. But yeah, certainly where we're talking about these different destinations, what sort of wrap up for me? Why would you pick said destination? What's your sort of favourite?
So we've obviously touched on a few different aspects of both places. We talked about hotels, maybe a bit of nightlife. Obviously, the golf courses being the main one. For me, I'm gonna have to go Portugal. I'm gonna have to. It's just always been a favourite of mine. Like groups just love going back there.
Yeah.
Particularly we've mentioned it a lot, but Vilamoura, Albufeira. You've got all inclusive. You've got bed and breakfast. You've got the marinas. You've got the old and new town in Albufeira. Like everything, plus the little towns that I mentioned. But the golf courses are just second to none, and it's particularly those Dom Pedro, Vilamoura golf courses. Nearby, you've got the Quinta do Lago. You've got the three there. Two Valdolobos, San Lorenzo, Pinheiros Altos. that is just packed with world-class golf courses,
Yeah.
all very different, all stunning, and I just think that is probably what just pips it as Portugal for me. What would you go for?
Yeah, fair. I do appreciate those comments and I definitely understand. I'm going to go Spain. I'm going to go controversial here. Not very controversial, but just a different opinion. Portugal was fantastic. I love it in its own right. Spain-wise, for me as well, selling it to groups and arranging holidays. The fact that the buggies are included on every round of golf you're going to book when you go to the Costa del Sol as a region. I'm going to say Spain, but I'm also going to push it towards the Costa del Sol region here because there's not a bad golf course across that stretch. You get your buggies, some hotels. There's a vast variety of different destinations you can stay across that coast. And certainly, if you do want to, wherever you're staying across that Costa del Sol region, if you want to stretch out to go to Sota Grande on a couple of days, or even if all of them, if your budget can allow it, you'll be playing some of the best golf courses Europe has to offer.
Yeah.
A mixture of all-inclusives, bed and breakfast. It's pretty much the similar sort of just reasons as you have said for Portugal, but
personal preference.
It's the beautiful mountainous views that you'll get if you're going into places like La Cala, where you'll be surrounded by panoramic mountain views of the Mijas Mountains, or if you want to go down to the coast and playing the Torre Quebradas, even Chaparral Golf Club. Heavily tree-lined golf course, you're in the middle of the fairway, but you can still, because you're so high up, see panoramic views then of the sea as you're going around a tree-lined golf course, which is mental to even think that you're in a pine trees, left, right and centre, but you still get to see the sea in the distance because you're so high up. It's a beautiful destination to go to.
Fair enough. So you're going to Spain, so we can't make our minds up then.
Yeah.
I've gone Portugal, Chris has gone Spain.
Yeah.
Love to see what you guys think though, so leave your comments below and we want to hear what you think, whether you go for Portugal or Spain. See you next time.
Thanks guys.
Smash that.
Boom.
Keep that bit at the end.
Yeah. It should. I hope you was filming that.
Yeah.